Get ready to witness the most fuel-hungry, bank account draining, gas-guzzling cars in the universe. Yes, my friends, we have done the impossible and ranked the top 5 production cars with the worst gas mileage. So sit tight and try not to faint when you see these numbers. These cars might make you feel like $1,000,000, but they'll also make you spend it faster than a Kardashian at a designer store. So make sure to start saving up and get ready to witness the most fuel-hungry, bank account draining, gas-guzzling cars in the universe. From the mighty Ferrari 812 Superfast to the monstrous Hellcat, these cars might be faster than a cheetah on steroids, but when it comes to gas mileage, they're slower than a turtle in peanut butter. But hey, who needs a good credit score when you can have a car that screams, "I'm better than you"? So put on your seatbelt and get ready to laugh or cry as we unveil the worst of the worst, because sometimes the only way to cope with the pain of gas prices is to make fun of it. The Lamborghini Aventador. The Lamborghini Aventador, the car that screams "I have arrived" louder than a rock star in a fancy sports car. With its sleek design, lightning fast speeds and roaring engine, it's no wonder that anyone driving one of these bad boys will feel like they're flying, except, well, they're not. The Aventador may be a sight to behold, but it's also a bit of a gas-guzzling monster. With a combined fuel economy of 12 miles per gallon, you'll be making more frequent pit stops at the gas station than your grandmother does at the bingo hall. But hey, who cares about gas mileage when you're cruising down the street in an Aventador? Certainly not the driver, who is too busy revving the engine and making heads turn. And let's face it, who wouldn't want to turn heads in a car that looks like it just drove out of a James Bond movie? Of course though, driving an Aventador is not just about looking cool, it's also about the experience. When you're behind the wheel of this beauty, you feel like you're in control of a high-speed rocket ship. The acceleration is smooth, the handling is precise, and the feeling of power that comes with the engine roaring is simply unbeatable. But all good things must come to an end, and unfortunately that includes your fuel supply. With a car that only goes 12 miles per gallon, you'll be reaching for your wallet more often than you like. But hey, at least you can take solace in the fact that you're not the only one. After all, Lamborghinis aren't known for their fuel efficiency. The Lamborghini Murcielago, for example, gets a combined fuel economy of only 10 miles per gallon. And the Lamborghini Huracan? Well, despite the smaller V10 engine, it still only gets a measly 15 miles per gallon. So in the grand scheme of things, the Aventador's fuel economy isn't all that bad. Sure, it's not exactly friendly to your wallet, but who cares about that when you're cruising around in a car that feels like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie? So if you're in the market for a car that looks like it just drove out of a dream and makes you feel like you're in control of a rocket ship, then the Aventador is the car for you. Just make sure you have enough cash to keep it fueled up, and maybe consider carpooling to save some money while you're at it. Because let's face it, driving an Aventador is an experience like no other, and one that is worth every penny. Vroom vroom! The Bugatti Chiron. When it comes to fast cars, the Bugatti Chiron is the king of the hill. This bad boy is faster than a speeding bullet and sexier than a Victoria's Secret model. But if you thought all that power comes cheap, think again, because the Bugatti Chiron is also one of the thirstiest cars on the planet. Just imagine taking two V8 engines and putting them together. That's the Bugatti Chiron with its mighty W16 engine. With a combined fuel economy of 9 miles per gallon, you might as well just start carrying around a gas pump with you wherever you go. You'll be making more pit stops than a Formula 1 racer. And don't even get us started on the cost of filling up this beauty. You might need to take out a second mortgage just to keep it fueled up. But let's be real here, if you're driving a Bugatti Chiron in the first place, you're not exactly worried about the fuel economy. You're more concerned with the fact that you're driving a car that's faster than a cheetah on coke. This car is a showstopper, a head turner, a jaw dropper. It's the kind of car that makes people stop and stare, the kind of car that makes other drivers envious and pedestrians drool. When you're behind the wheel of a Bugatti Chiron, you feel like a king. You feel like you could take on the world and win. You feel like you're in control of something that's more than just a car. It's a work of art, a masterpiece of engineering. But all that power comes at a cost, and that cost is fuel economy. At 9 miles per gallon, you'll be spending more time at the gas station than you will on the open road. You might as well just park your car at the station and live there, because you'll be making frequent visits. But hey, who needs a savings account when you can drive the Bugatti Chiron? This car is not for the faint of heart or the budget conscious. It's for those who want to feel like they're in control of something truly amazing, something that's more than just a car. car. It's for those who want to feel the wind in their hair and the power at their fingertips. So if you're looking for a car that's fuel efficient, the Bugatti Chiron is not for you. But if you're looking for a car that's powerful, impressive, and makes a statement like no other, then this is the car for you. Just make sure you've got a few extra bucks in your pocket for all those visits to the gas station. The RollsRoyce Phantom. The RollsRoyce Phantom, the epitome of luxury and sophistication. Nothing screams I have more money than you like cruising around town in one of these bad boys. But be warned my friend, because this level of luxury comes at a cost. And we're not just talking about the price tag. With a fuel economy of only 12 miles per gallon, you might as well just start pouring champagne into your gas tank instead of actual gasoline. You'll be making more trips to the gas station than you will to the tailor for your custom-made suits. And let's not even talk about the cost of filling up this baby. You might have to sell your firstborn just to afford it. But hey, who needs money when you've got a RollsRoyce Phantom, am I right? This car isn't just a mode of transportation, it's a statement. It says, I am successful, I am wealthy, and I am important. It's the kind of car that makes heads turn and jaws drop. It's a car that makes people wonder what kind of business you're in and if they can get a piece of the action. But if you're planning on owning a RollsRoyce Phantom, you might have to cut back on some of your other luxuries. Maybe skip the caviar and champagne for a few weeks so you can afford to fill up the tank. Or perhaps downgrade to a cheaper brand of designer clothing so you can make your car payments. But let's be real here, if you're driving a RollsRoyce Phantom, you're probably not too worried about the price of gas. You're more concerned with the fact that you're driving a car that's more luxurious than a 5-star hotel. This car is the kind of vehicle that makes you feel like you're sitting on a throne instead of in the driver's seat. It's the kind of car that makes you feel like you're royalty, even if you're just a regular person with an expensive car payment. So if you're in the market for a car that's luxurious, sophisticated, and expensive as all hell, the Phantom is the way to go. Just make sure you've got some extra cash lying around for all those trips to the gas station, and maybe start saving up for a chauffeur too, because who wants to deal with the stress of driving when you can just sit back and relax in the backseat of your RollsRoyce Phantom? The Ferrari 812 Superfast. The Ferrari 812 Superfast, a car with a name that promises speed, adrenaline, and probably a touch of whiplash. But let's be real here, who cares about gas mileage when you're driving a car that looks like it could outrun a rocket ship? Fuel efficiency is for people who drive boring cars, not for those of us who drive Italian supercars that sound like they could wake the dead. But let's face it, with a combined fuel economy of only 12 miles per gallon, you'll be stopping at the gas station more often than a parent stops at a rest stop during a road trip with their kids. It's the kind of car that makes you want to pull a Fast and Furious move and switch to a different car every few blocks just so you can avoid filling up the tank. But hey, who needs good gas mileage when you're driving a car that's designed to make you feel like you're starring in your own action movie? The Ferrari 812 is the kind of car that makes you feel like you're invincible, like you could drive through a brick wall and emerge unscathed. It's the kind of car that makes you feel like you're a superhero, even if you're just a regular person with expensive tastes. So if you're in the market for a car that's fast, flashy, and not eco-friendly, the Ferrari 812 is the way to go. Just make sure you've got a good stock of energy drinks and snacks in the car, because you'll be making a lot of pit stops, and maybe start carpooling with your friends so you can split the gas bill. After all, who wouldn't want to ride a shotgun in a car that's named Superfast? The Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. The Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat takes home the prize for the worst gas mileage production car. It's like the car was designed by a group of frat boys who wanted to see how quickly they could empty a gas tank while doing donuts in a parking lot. Sure, the Hellcat has a powerful supercharged V8 engine that can make your heart race and your palms sweat, but at what cost? With a combined fuel economy of only 13 miles per gallon, you might as well drive a school bus to work every day. The car's name alone should give you a hint that it's not going to be kind on your wallet. Hellcat sounds like the name of a villain in an action movie who drinks gasoline for breakfast. It's the kind of car that makes you want to put on your leather jacket, rev the engine, and peel out your driveway like you're auditioning for the Fast and Furious. But let's be real here, the Hellcat is not a car for the environmentally conscious or the financially frugal. It's a car for people who want to feel the wind in their hair and the exhaust fumes in their lungs. It's a car for people who don't care about gas prices because they're too busy enjoying the thrill of the ride. So if you're in the market for a car that's built for speed and not for fuel efficiency, the Dodge Hellcat is the way to go. Just make sure you've got a good playlist for those long trips to the gas station, and maybe start investing in some energy stocks to offset the cost of all that gasoline. The Hellcat may not be the most practical car on the market, but it sure is fun to drive. So buckle up, hit the gas pedal, and prepare to leave a trail of burnt rubber in your wake. Just make sure you've got a full tank of gas before you do. Well, we've reached the end of our journey through the worst gas-guzzling production cars out there, and what have we learned? That sometimes it's worth sacrificing fuel economy for a little bit of style and speed. Sure, your bank account might be sobbing every time you fill up the tank, but at least you'll be turning heads as you cruise down the highway, leaving a trail of exhaust in one of the least fuel-efficient cars in the world. So there you have it, man. If you're in the market for a car with terrible gas mileage, these are the top 5 that will make your wallet weep. But hey, at least you'll look good doing it, right? Just remember, there are always alternatives if you're looking to be a little kinder to the environment and your wallet. Maybe try biking to work, carpooling with your friends, or investing in an electric car. But if you do decide to go the gas guzzling route, just make sure you've got some extra cash and a sense of humor to go along with it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to start a crowdfunding campaign to help me afford a Ferrari 812. I mean, who needs savings when you can have speed? Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe to Gear Gossip and like the video. See you next time.